Well, hey, good morning, guys. It is Sunday. Welcome back to Coffee Talk. Coffee Talk time. Coffee Talk time. This is time for the talking of the coffee. That is what we're going to do. Well, it's been a busy weekend. You know, we've had Thanksgiving, so Turkey Christmas is over. Now we're on to Christmas. And I've been researching, looking into this, trying to figure out what's going on this Christmas, and I'm not going to declare an emergency yet, but I'm a little bit concerned that we have not heard anything about boxes yet. So I don't remember if that took a little while in the last couple years, but I'm looking at the EU site, I'm watching the videos from Wargaming, I'm looking at the articles that they've got, I'm looking at the blogs, and they're talking about the advent calendar, they're talking about missions and specials and things like that. It is Cricketsville on loot boxes. So this is going to be interesting. And I brought it up a couple times, and I'm not trying to be the hype monger, and I'm hoping that more than likely it's going to happen. You just haven't heard anything about it yet. But a little concerned that maybe they've done something different this time. So we'll see. There's no indication that there's going to be a special garage and we're going to build stuff with ornaments and all that. Holiday ops, right? That's what it's been called in the past, and they have alluded to that, but there's been not a single word like that I can find. Anyway, we'll see what happens. So what's been going on this week? I'm grinding the missions for the Chimney, trying to get to the Chimera. So unfortunately, even though I tried to do this on stream, I got to stream a couple times this week. I did not do either one of them on stream naturally, but I do have a video coming out talking about those. Actually, it's under campaigns. So the ones that I completed were the Coalition 14 and 15, so 6 kills, which I did in my 5120. And then the 8,000 combined, which I actually did in my 13105. That's an interesting game, and those two are going to be on a video coming up in the next week or so. So I've been doing that. What else we got going on here? The ARL 3 mark's on hold for the moment. I've been working on it on and off. I'm at about 89% on that. Like I mentioned a little bit earlier, I did get to stream twice this week. That was cool. Thanks for everybody coming by. We gave away a Renegade. Very cool. I am supposed to get Renegade rentals. I imagine probably 10. So I will let you guys know when that happens. The Renegade Marathon is in swing. We'll talk about that in just a minute. Hopefully I'll get those rentals and get some streaming out or streaming done. TBD on the streaming. I do not know. I don't remember when my day off is. I feel like maybe it's moved to Friday again, but we'll take a look at that, and I'll try to get that information out on the community tab on YouTube and on the Discord for the clan. So I'll work on that. All right, let's jump into the missions and specials. That's it for channel news. Okay, missions and specials. I just sat here for 15 minutes talking about these and realized I did not have the other screen showing on here, so it's going to be one of those mornings apparently. All right, take it from the top. Take 2 of missions and specials. All right, so I'm a little bit worried. I'm not going to say too concerned, but so far we haven't heard anything about holiday ops. There's quite a few videos and mentions about the advent calendar, sales, mission specials, Tanksmas, Christmas, blah, blah, blah. But I've not heard a single word about boxes, crates, or whatever you want to call them. Loot boxes. A little bit concerned about that. I don't remember if they saved that till right when they dropped it last 2 years or not, but it seems to me that there was some noise about what was going to happen early on. But on any of the lists or videos that you watch about what they're going to do for Christmas, none of that is mentioned. So I don't want to sound the alarm necessarily, but I am a little bit concerned. I'm going to keep my eye on it. I'm hoping, in 7 to 10 days it'll be going, because as I recall, it usually started a week or so into December, or maybe a little bit more before you got the holiday garage and all that stuff. That being said, the advent calendar has started. And so if you click on the advent calendar and you get your first sale, no, you don't get your first sale. Why does the advent calendar start and there's not a sale that day. The sale is tomorrow on the 2nd. There's no sale today. There is a mission, though. I'll show you how to do that, but you click on the advent calendar in the garage. I'll show you how to get there, and there's a couple ways. You can actually, I think, get it to... No, you can't get to it from here. And you can pick a mission. Why can't you get to it from here? Advent calendar day 1. There's the mission. Where's the button for the mission? I already took it, so maybe it knows that and doesn't let me click again. Interesting. I'll show you where it is in the UI, though. Potentially it's only in the UI, actually. So we'll look at that. We will look at that. There's another winter sale. This is the same ad, it seems like to me. Yesterday or a couple days ago and today. ×3 weekend this weekend, so you're probably already in amongst all that. Remember to do your tank mastery missions. So many buttons. Button. Who's got the button? Wargaming. That's who's got the button. Holy cow, so many buttons to push. Activate everything. Black Friday was boring. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. There wasn't much going on. I think some of them are still up. We'll take a look at that. Here's something interesting related to what I was just talking about, holiday ops, which I just noticed a few minutes ago. This is Tragic Losses Tank Talent Show. This is the ad for it, but the picture they've used is a little holiday dude with a little tent and a light, and there's the snow KV2 right there. And that's the first thing I've seen anywhere that looks like a holiday ops garage. So maybe there's a little Easter egg right there. When you click on it, I was hoping to see a bigger picture, but there's nothing else there that looks like that. Interesting. Expand. This is actually pretty cool to go off on a slight tangent. If you're streaming World of Tanks during the time she does this, and she's doing it Wednesdays and Fridays, Wednesday and Saturday. Oh, I thought it was Friday. Starting at 6 Pacific or 8 Central or 9 Eastern. That's pretty late. I didn't realize it was that late. Any event, if you're streaming and she comes across your stream, then you play a game, and if you do well enough, there's a bunch of rules. You can look at it. Somebody in your stream is going to get some gifts, some prizes. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. And, oh, by the way, it brings the power of the Wargaming stream and folks and adds some viewers to your stream and potentially grows your community. So, awesome. I would take them up on that. If you're looking to begin streaming and do that, I would certainly try to stream on those times. Take a look at this. I won't go break it down completely, but take a look at the Tank Talent Show for Tragic Loss, and she will help you grow your stream. And if you've got compelling content, then maybe you are the next community contributor. Maybe you're the next quickie baby. I don't know. Maybe you are. Let's see. What else is going on here? I think common test. Okay, so I'm mixing things up a little bit here, but the common test is in swing. Common Test 3, so update 1.7 is coming, and we're going to talk a little bit about that later when we get to subjects du jour. But that is in full swing as well. All right, I think that's it for those things. So let's dive into the specials. And really, guys, there's just not much going on. Why? Because, you know, Christmas is looming large. Here comes the Advent calendar. I am at 30% on the Renegade, so I've done 3 of the missions. We'll talk about that in a moment on how that works, which means I have a 30% discount. Realize this is a big package, so to speak, all right? A big package. There's a lot of little goodies in there. Let's look at it. There's all kinds of stuff. There's no personal reserves. There are personal reserves, and there are directives, and there are, what else? Equipment, vert stab, large caliber, events. There's 3 premium days. 1,000,000 credits, a 3D style, a garage slot. Excuse me. So that's why it is $75 to begin with, and with a 30% discount down to 52. I think if you get to 50 to 70, which is probably doable if you're a relatively serious player, then you will find yourself pretty happy with a 50% discount on this pretty dang good tank. All right, my review is out. If you go into my reviews on my YouTube site, into the playlist with reviews, you will find it. Be careful, because I used the wrong model when I go to tanks.gg. Very irritating. Somebody noticed that, and I did not, unfortunately. I used the T95E2, I think. They're all very similar. It was not a terrible model to use, but it wasn't the exact correct one. It looked very similar. It tricked me. It tricked me. So there is that guy. on sale. There's a 30-day, just little doodads. 1357. I say it every time. It's a great little tank. 24 bucks with a discount. So getting it down there. This is maybe the best deal on this list right now. If you're looking for a really good deal and I have it exclusive, so I don't know why I have it necessarily. A lot of times your setup looks different. So I don't know if this is a Twitch Prime or just what it is. But if you have this IS2 on sale at a 30% discount with a coupon, and you can bring a Tier 7 IS2 down to, thank God I didn't misclick on buy, 16 bucks and 19 cents. That's pretty good. You also get the Brothers in Arms crew, which I believe is a zero skill Brother in Arms crew. That's a good deal for that tank. It's a pretty darn good tank. So that's the one I will shill for. All right, there's your daily dose of shill. You know how you have the daily dose of skill over on skills? For Guido, it's the daily dose of shill. I may have just coined a phrase. I may have to go with that one a little bit more. All right, war chest, blah, 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 gold. Again, pushing the gold. The Watt Salute still going on if you really need to buy all those American tanks. And there's a Scorpion on sale. That's interesting. The Scorpion's on sale. More about the Scorpion in a minute. Foreshadowing. Gold, yeah, whatever. See, that's what I'm saying. There's just not much going on. There was, I believe, a Black Friday sale that was pretty dang good on premium time. There was another discount on it, which brought it with a coupon or something, brought it down to 60 bucks. Sorry, you missed it. It looks like it's gone. I think it was a Black Friday thing. I should have tweeted that out, right? I should have tweeted. Anybody follow me on Twitter? I have like 2 followers. I don't tweet very often because I kind of find the whole idea of tweeting to be relatively silly. But I don't know. You got to grow your community, right? You know what I mean? We're all trying to grow our community. There's so little going on. I feel like today's coffee talk is just random tangent mode. We're just going to randomly talk about whatever comes to my mind at the moment. What's coming to mind right now is nothing. We've got a AX, the T26E5. Had a pretty good game in that. Somebody requested that and did a pretty nice job. Thank you, Guido. Good job. You did a nice job with that tank. I actually did really well in my last 2 streams. Do you remember last week or 2 weeks ago? Every time I streamed, it was an absolute face kicking. My face getting kicked. Remember the time I was 0-9? Remember that? Had a really good week this week. That both streams were over 60% win rate and playing pretty decently, so that's always nice. Probably because the game's rigged. We're going to talk about that. That's more foreshadowing. That's the forum post of the week. Another fantastic post by a special person. What else we got going on while I shill? That's what I'm saying. Nothing. There's just hard to recommend much in this other than that IS2 I think is a good deal. And of course, watch your discount on your Renegade. If you really want the Renegade, then I think once you, like I said, once you get to 50% off, what are we going to be at 50% off? 30 bucks, 32 bucks, maybe 60 or 70 would bring it down to a nice little deal. And I think most people could probably get to 60%, maybe 70% with a bit of a push. All right, cool. That is all of that. Let's look at the missions in the UI. Just kidding. Check this out. Jingle shells. This is tankrewards.com like we've been doing. There apparently will be a Tank Rewards in December, which is a little bit surprising to me, actually, and maybe concerning. It's a good deal. I'm glad they're doing it. Is this their deal? Right? I don't know. Tank Rewards tokens. Redemption period ends. Blah, blah, blah. So coming soon. Looks like it starts tomorrow on December 2nd. So watch this space. Make sure you do your missions. They should show up in the UI. I can't remember if we had to use a bloody code for this. Do we have? I don't think so. But maybe. Watch out for that. I don't remember. I mean, it was a whole month ago we did this with Tank Rewards, and now I've already forgotten whether it's a code. I don't think it is, but anyway, watch out for that. Now let's get into the UI. We're just going to go direct. Watch this. Watch the magic of this. Ooh, wow. Amazing. All right, so we go to missions. Here's the Renegade Challenge. Like I said, I'm on 4 or working on 4. So that's 17,000. I need another 10 or so. And that'll be 40. That'll be 70. Math in public to get me to 7. Another 102,000 in the next. Goes to the 9th, and it's the first 8 days. All right, that's kind of doable, isn't it? That's about 12,000 a day, roughly 15 or so. Math in public, I don't know, somewhere between there. That's doable because I got through the first ones fairly quickly. You'll notice that this one I actually did with 1 mission. I just happened to have a good game because I was playing tier 9 and 10. Then I came to here and I got through this one very quickly, tier 9 and 10. In fact, I think 1 game basically knocked that one out. Then it gets a bit harder because now you're talking to get 5 of whatever it is that they want you to do, and I just plain old got to the experience first. And I believe this happened on stream, and I'm doing a lot of requests lower than tier 9 anyway, so I did not trip this one. And then this one, I've only done 1 of the 10 for the tier 9, and I'm already at 5,000 for the just a bunch of experience. So there you go. We go over to the missions. Tank Mastery, that's what I talked about a moment ago. That is there. Kilo is up. Remember, that's what man, who has gone through that whole thing with just the King Tiger captured? That's amazing. Tier challenge missions, that's this weekend. You'll notice that play your tank class right, or whatever it's called, is not there. So either we're gonna have to put a code in on Monday. I assume they'll drop that announcement on Monday, or we're not having it this month. Unknown at this point. There's no word on it. I buy power. That contest is still going on. I'm nowhere near at only 29 completed. Is anybody trying to do that? Trying to get one of those goodies, one of the discounts? I didn't even bother. This is where your advent calendar mission lives. In other missions, they didn't make its own tab. I don't know why, but that's where he is. There's those reserves I was talking about. At least for this particular first mission, that's the prize. Top 10 by experience. Really easy to do, just a nice little free goodie kind of deal, and then premium missions. Like I said, not a whole bunch going on in there at all. So let's go ahead and move on to, oh, I wanted to show you one more thing. Hold on a second. I always enjoy finding these little I'm gonna need more coffee. I'm gonna have to make another one. But before I do that, these little tidbits, these little thingamajiggers. The IS-2 is among the most mobile heavy tanks in the game, with good acceleration forwards or backwards and great DPM. Get this mobile medium at a 30% discount. Okay, feeling a little schizophrenic. I'm going to go get some more coffee. I'll be right back. All right, we are back from commercial break. I did a little research. Here's the good news. The holiday ops thing was not announced last year until the 6th of December. We're probably fine. We're probably fine. They're just, you know, building up the hype on that. Everyone's getting a little antsy, including me. All right, Renegade Marathon, I talked about. Super Hellcat. Let's talk about the Super Hellcat for just a minute. You should have got, well, I was going to say you should have got one. It depends on how long you've been around. A lot of people got one. Here's the Super Hellcat. And it's got a Hellcat lady on the front. Don't know why, but okay. It does. Kind of like a nose art idea, I guess. And it looks a lot like the regular Hellcat because it is the regular Hellcat pre-nerf, basically. I'm just going to give you a quick brief on this. I was going to do a review, but there's no real reason. It's a slightly, it's an up-tiered, slightly better Hellcat. Here's the standard Hellcat. Here's the Super Hellcat. I talked about this already in a video. We'll just go through it really quickly, and then I've got some of the other Tier 7 premiums. Generally, the Super Hellcat is, it's okay. Okay, it's not amazing, but it is mobile and it has a turret, and it is quite fun to play actually. But 240 Alpha is right in there with everything. 167 on the pen, only 160 for the Tier 6. Remember, that's a Tier 6 and this is a Tier 7, so you're not getting much more pen out of it. The reload time slightly faster. It's same depression at -10. We've got no armor, exactly the same on the armor. Coming down here, the camo. So the Hellcat is at 20. The Super is at 24.18. But remember, the Super has a camo style you cannot take off. So it's actually getting the benefit of that right there. E25, I configured these. I have configured these. So the E25 without camo, you can't see it behind because it's behind my cranium there, is at 25. So really, when you look at this, and I won't dig into it too deep, but just for example, the penetration, 181 for the HTC, 171 for the 15 Alpha. Only the E25 has worse penetration than the Super Hellcat. So the Super Hellcat will have to use its mobility, get into flanking positions. It's going to have a very hard time dealing with tier 9s. You know, the E25 does as well, unless it pushes number 2. The Super Hellcat's pen is, with gold, 210, so still kind of anemic. So free tank, very fun, very mobile. You see I've got my Hellcat crew in it. It does not make extra credits, but it does make extra crew experience. The problem with that, the last thing I'll say about it is you're going to spend a lot of money trying to pen things with this thing. Because it doesn't make the extra credits, and you're going to want to spend a lot of money and sometimes need to spend a lot of money on premium ammo. I found that even I would have had a hard time in a lot of cases making a profit off of this tank, but it is quite fun. So anyway, there you go, Super Hellcat. It's out there for, I want to say 4 years or more. Is that who got it? Something like that. Double barrel tanks, nowhere to be seen. My guess is we're not going to see them until the new year. Maybe they're working hard. I know that they're in the, some of them are in the files, I think, but they're still in super test, messing around with trying to balance this thing. I mentioned it last week, I think, but I think they're having a hard time balancing these guys. Give them too much pen, and it's just going to be too much alpha. Give them too little pen, they're not going to be able to do anything. I honestly don't know how you balance a double-barrel tank. It's going to be interesting, and I think the fact that they aren't showing up is a good indication that they're having trouble with it, but we'll see. Holiday ops I talked about. Advent calendar again is up, and the sales will start tomorrow. I was going to mention how you get to it. 2 ways to do it that I'm aware of is this guy. Will take you there. And there it is. There's the mission button. You want to press that. See that? 22 hours till the sale. There's that, and then there is, you can actually go to the store if you want, but this is the harder way to do it. If you go into the store, which takes forever to load, for some unknown reason, I have no idea why. Oh my gosh, this is taking a long time. There it is. Renegade Challenge, there's the holiday ops, and go to the calendar. So again, I don't know why you would want to do it that way, but you could. 2 ways to get to it for holiday ops. The patch, I don't know if this is tied into the double barrel tanks. Again, they're in super test, not on the test server, so I don't think they're coming. But there is a patch coming, 1.7. I imagine that's probably this week, because they're in a week, or they're in test phase 3. So either this week or the week after. That's going to be interesting because they're going to need to patch for the holiday garage, which is usually not a major patch. So I don't know if those two are connected somehow or what they're doing, but no real word on that. So 1.7 should be coming, and that's going to be the anonymizer for 1 and the directives for silver. So good question when it's going to come. I don't actually know that. All right. Let's go to the forum post of the week. Let's talk about rigging. Let's make sure I don't have anything else I wanted to talk about over here. Oh, yeah, that's right. Let's do this before we do that. Let's do this before that. Here's that video I was talking about from EU. Did I mention already with the Krampus Girl? So this is EU. He's talking about holiday ops. There's...
So make sure you tune into those. We'll have a bunch of activities and giveaways also taking
the Santa Mouse, and they're talking, and then all of a sudden...
Krampus Girl should have won this year. Tankmas is cancelled this year. Everything is cancelled. No fun for anyone. I want my revenge.
Why do we have to have evil Krampus Girl in my Christmas? You know, it's like, you got your peanut butter in my chocolate. You got your chocolate in my peanut butter. Get your Krampus Girl out of my Christmas. This is on EU, so I don't know what... I don't know, is this tied into the... You know the guy that in the other video that was the black market guy, and he sneaks in and steals something? They're obviously going to do something with Krampus and Tanksmas and whatever. Look what happened to the... If you can see that. What happened to the snowman. He's got this little evil smile on, so... I don't know. Unknown if this is also happening in North America. I imagine so. So there was that. So, oh boy. All right. So now we're going to jump into, oh yeah, the forum post. We want to do that first before we get to David. Before we get to David, forum post of the week. This is a special post titled Wargaming Fanboys from good old Slew95. You know, you don't want to give this kind of thing or these guys too much advertisement, but sometimes it's just worth a laugh watching this go down on the forum. And one of the things I've tried to do is bring a little bit of sanity to the forum, but man, it's really hard with guys constantly posting these just ridiculous garbage posts. But here's one for you. How about you? I don't know what that means. Wargaming Forum Fanboys, prove this isn't a rigged game. Prove it. Don't prove it by attacking my lack of skill or you talking about your good games. Your Wargaming Fanboys, so attacking me, you're just proving you have no real answer. After all, none of us have access to anything about this game. Okay. I can't, no apostrophe, prove it is rigged. However, in 30 years, my friends, he has 30 years of gaming experience. All right, these are his bona fides of playing games. I have never come across what happens in this game. Me either, really. I mean, I've not really played a tank game like this. Can't say Wargaming does this on purpose or just a piss poor game design. Huh. So, I mean, that's all over the place, isn't it? That's all over the place. I am sitting at a 30% win rate for the week. Yeah, I did that last week too. 14 game losing streak today. Every time I get close to 50% win rate, bam, losing streaks. Yeah. Within those losing streaks, my shots hit the dirt, fly off into the sky, or just don't pin. Massive butt kicks. No one red team guy getting killed, or just one or two, or maybe three, or sometimes six. Now the people shooting at me, question mark, well, no comment. They can't, no, this guy is terrible, seem to miss and do damage. How many people are going to post those same experiences before y'all start to question this game and wargaming? When are y'all going to understand a lot of us want this game to continue on for years to come, but just can't play a game that sure looks like it rigs our games? Funny thing is, the other wargaming game, World of Warships, this crap doesn't happen. Is that one word? Crap doesn't happen. This I mean, come on, man. Wargaming rigs this game, but not ships, and presumably not airplanes. But he didn't mention airplanes. The forum fanboys have to prove this isn't a rigged game. Otherwise, presumably it is a rigged game. Prove it. No proof in his post on how it's rigged. Don't attack my lack of skill, which is, of course, is the central problem of why he thinks it's rigged, but never mind that. Or are you talking about your good games, which I don't know what that has to do with anything. Your Wargaming Fanboys, so that's what you'll do, I guess. If we attack him, we prove we have no real answer. Well, that's probably true if you just attack the person and not the point or the merit of the argument. But of course, there is no merit to this argument because he hasn't brought any. He can't prove it's rigged. Okay, well, why are we here? However, in 30 years of playing, now his experience is important. What's not important is his lack of skill. That's not important. But his 30 years of playing games, that is important. Sorry, dude. The whole package is important. In actuality, oh man, never come across what happens in this game. That's not true. It happens in lots of games. He doesn't know if they do it on purpose or it's just a bad game design. Well, that's interesting because that's a very different thing. He got one thing right. It is game design, right? But it's not necessarily rigging, all right? 30% win rate is apparently proof of it being rigged. 14 game losing streak. I had 9 the other day. Every time he gets close to 50%, he's actually a 49% player. Fact is, he's an average player. He does what average players do. He's about 50-50 at 49.78 or whatever it was. So that's what average players do. They win 50-50 or slightly less because of the draw system that they have in the game and the fact that they count draws as losses, at least for your record. So I'm really not sure what he's complaining about. Yeah, just talking about bad games. We can't talk about our good games, but he can talk about his bad games. Those are important. Okay? Cool. How many people are going to post those same experiences before you start to question it? Well, millions, tens of millions, because there's no reason to question what's going on. When are we going to understand we want this game to continue? Well, I think we all want this game to continue, don't you? I do. I enjoy it. Oh, man. I love this part. I already mentioned it, but somehow World of Warships does not have rigging, but World of Tanks does. What? How is that even logical? The company is going to rig World of Tanks, but not World of Warships? That's fantastic right there. I mean, if that's true, I'd really like to know why, because that has to be some really deep 200 IQ shit right there. If that's the long game that Wargaming is playing, they rigged the tanks but not the warships and maybe, I suppose, the airplanes. I have to know what the long game is on that. I want to know what this evil genius system is and why they're doing it. I think that would be fascinating to know, actually. Wargaming Fanboys is the title. This post really isn't for the fanboys. Well, it sort of seems like it. You're not going to answer because you can't. You're just going to attack me. Okay. It's for the hundreds or thousands of people who experience the game like I do. And to let those thinking of coming back, yeah, it's the same as always. Well, here's the thing, dude. This is maybe for hundreds of people, because there certainly aren't thousands on the forum. I'll tell you that much right now. This is an echo chamber, bro. This is a group of the most dedicated players that are on the official forums, which doesn't necessarily make that a good or bad thing. It's just a fact thing. That's who's here. And maybe you might touch 1,000 over time, but as far as who's going to see this, I don't know. Can you actually see how many have read this? This one's probably doing pretty well. View-wise, there you go. 1,494 have viewed there. So not quite thousands. All right, I'd still consider that hundreds, or if you want to say 1,000, the 1,000 of you, and that's pretty good for the forum. That's views. I'm assuming it counts every time I look at it. So there's probably people who've been here multiple times because there's a huge argument. It's got 5 pages, and it's the same old crap, right? So really, the bottom line and the reason I'm highlighting this is this guy, as far as I'm concerned, we go over here. This guy, as far as I'm concerned, if I was running this forum, I'd have banned him right there. See ya. Not because I'm a fanboy and I'm just trying to protect the company. It's just a useless, completely useless thread, and it's done nothing but cause and instigate, violence. Forum violence, right? Word violence. Not, I'm not talking about physical, actual violence, but it's just everyone's got their pitchfork out and their torch, and we're all charging up, trying to get Frankenstein and peel him out of his castle up there. So congratulations to Slew95 for crapping on the forum yet again. That's the forum post of the week. Hey, you know what? Let's go back to the fun. Let's go back to the fun of World of Tanks, because I have some David for you. All right, David's talking about the quality of the M26. Let me see if I'm in the right place here.
An organisation known as the
Here we go.
Which is under the eye, at least, of Gladian Barnes, who'd went over to France to Northwest Europe to see how they worked, and it did do pretty well. It had some of these tanks have an extremely good record of knocking up Tigers and Panthers and this sort of thing, but in the main, they were just another tank. And that gun, although it's quite good, isn't as good At least it's not really as good as the British 17 pounder. Probably more accurate. Most guns would be. But the 17 pounder, if it hit, did a lot of damage.
It's not as good as my British gun. Well, it's more accurate, but you know, everything would be. Okay, hold on. This is good.
And that took a while to develop in these 90mm guns. They really needed something bigger, and they'd already tried 105s. But that's the basic tank, the M26, and it really is a new generation of American tank, rather like one of the first of the new post-war tanks that the Americans produced, ending with the M60, using the same...
Oh, I must have gone by it. Hold on a minute. We got to find some more fantastic...
gearbox and final
oh, here we go.
shaft right. In hearing, it's still a better bet than many of the tanks that have gone before it. Now, the Pershing went over to France
oh, here we go.
the first time in January 1945, and a few were used by an organisation known as the Zebra Mission.
I know, we're going over it again.
Under the eye, at least, of Gladian Barnes, who'd been also went over to France to Northwest Europe to see how they worked. And it did do pretty well. It had, some of these tanks have an extremely good record of knocking up Tigers and Panthers and this sort of thing. But in the main, they were just another tank. And that gun, although it's quite good, isn't as good. At least it's not really as good as the British 17 pounder in some respects.
It was worth
more accurate.
It was worth watching
Most
again.
guns would be, but the 17 pounder, if it hit, did a lot of damage, and that took a while to develop in these 90mm guns. They really needed something big.
Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. A little bit disjointed today. Just bear with me. But this is the other part that I loved about this video. All right, here we go.
See, large castings at the front and the turret. It's armed with the 90mm M3 gun, which has got a fairly powerful punch, but it really wasn't that far ahead. It didn't equal the long 88 in Tiger II, for instance. American experts reckoned this tank was better than the Tiger, but it ought to have been. The Tiger was quite old by comparison, and about equal to the Panther, which isn't saying very much, and definitely inferior to the Tiger II. Luckily, there weren't many of them about, so it didn't matter too much. But
it was about equal to the Panther, which isn't saying very much. I think he's got some disdain for the poor Panther, doesn't he?
that was the sort of level it was deemed to be working at. This is basically the T-26.
Anyway, watch the whole thing, man. It's fantastic. Thank you, David. Well done. Appreciate the information on the Pershing tank. All right, guys. That's it for the most disjointed coffee talk of all time. You know, the forum thing just made me laugh. I don't know why people have to go into the forum and crap all over it, but apparently it's the sport for some. I'll just leave it at that. I actually just did another long conclusion where I had something messed up on my screen, so my technical prowess today is very low. I'm going to go do some shopping. I'm going to do all my shopping on Amazon this year, I do believe, or online, knock all that stuff out, because, man, I cannot be arsed to go out to a store. The places just drive me crazy on Christmas. That's all I've got, guys. I got to go wrap this up, send it out to you. Brace yourselves. Christmas is incoming. Hopefully we'll find some word on loot boxes and goodies and stuff like that soon. Later.